everybody. Come on in for a moment with Celeste today. I'm excited to be part of the Crafty Bunch Harvest of Creativity that is being hosted by my dear friend from Artful Adventures, Christy. And we're going to have some fun here today, and we have been already. My goodness, I was just watching Patsy do her little stuffies on the dustpan. That was going to be a beautiful piece there. What a great idea to display something on an old rusty dustpan, right? So as you come on in, can you please just say hi? And we will just wait till I see that Christy has got me switched into the Crafty Bunch today. I think I see her picture. Hi, Christy. And we're going to get this going here. So, I love the title that Christy gave this, The Harvesting Creativity. And of course, you know, I'm a fall gal and I love all things fall and harvest and things like that. But my mind started going too, you know, that when I think of the word harvest, I always think of, you know, we live in Nebraska. They're going out and they're going to harvest the corn, or they're going to go out and harvest the wheat, those type of things. But harvesting is really just anything that we gather together and to use for a specific purpose. And that's what harvest really is, I believe. So as you come in, say hi. And I'll just give it a minute to let a few people get time to pop in here, and then we'll get going with it. But hello, Cheryl. How are you, my dear friend? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in today. So we're going to do, if I have time, I'm going to do two things, but we're going to see first if I get through with this first one. So I want to get started with, I had purchased this paper packet from my friend Renee from Magical Rustic Designs. And she does these beautiful little cards. And I just have to show you what she's done. So she dyes all of those inks, those with spray inks. And then she does the embossing on those. Are those not just gorgeous? So there's one. Look at this one. And they're probably about a 4x6, I think, maybe a 5x7. But am I going to have fun with this? Hello, Rhoda May. Come on in. Nice to see you today. Welcome into Moments with Celeste and the Crafty Bunch page, and with our friend Christy from Artful Adventures. We've got all the good ones today, right? Here's another one, a little bit lighter shade. Then there's another fall, but she does all that embossing on this. And she uses some type of like heavier, probably watercolor paper is what I'm believing this is. So I thought I've got to get one of those packets. And today we are harvesting creativity. We are definitely harvesting creativity. And so, as we harvest, this packet also included some little pieces, little mushroom that have that same technique on it. So as I was harvesting through my craft supplies, I actually decided the other day I wanted to do this. And then, like I said, if I get through with this one in time, then there's another little one I'm going to pull together here for you. But I thought what I do, I am in a kind of a mode right now. I'm getting journal kit packets put together and things like that with my Moments with Celeste. And I'm going to turn these into little tuck cards for the fall journals I'm doing. So what I'm going to do first is, look at the pretty colors in this one. It has the purples and the oranges and the teals. And Hi, Josephine. Nice to meet you. I think this might be the first time I've met you. So thank you for coming in and joining us today. I hope you enjoy it. Just grab a seat and relax. And hi, Jeanette. Good to see you. So I'm going to start with this back side here. I'm going to take it and I'm going to ink it with this. It's called Milled Lavender. It's a milled lavender. I am really starting to like to mix my shades of purples in with my fall colors. I'm really liking that. So that's what we'll do with this little card that we'll do today that we're starting on. So again, if you haven't, if you're coming in, just say hi and let me know you're here with us today. Hello, Patsy. I loved your little craft you did. And Christy, I loved your, those hidden paper clips you did this morning. I think it was a little bit earlier that you did. Those were so cute and bright to go with that harvest paper you have. So I'm just kind of going around here on the edges. And just to give it a coat. See that kind of a purple color in there? Again, this is called the Milled Lavender from Tim Holtz Distress Inks. And I just thought that was a pretty color, so we're going to use it on this. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I have to decide whether I want to make this. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling better, my dear friend. But I have to decide if I'm going to make it a little card or if I'm going to cut this card in half and get two little tucks out of it. That's my dilemma. So I think what I'll do for this first one is make it a card. That'll give some writing space in a journal. And hi, Linda and Nora. So good to see everybody. So then I have this piece of fabric. A while back, I had purchased a packet of these fabric sample swatches from Heidi on Joyful Artistry. And I've gotten some good use out of them. They came in all different colors and things and have a little bit of texture. So I thought what I do on this one here is I'm going to glue this down to be the inside of my card. I want to make sure you can all see this too. Okay, so now hopefully we can do this today without the glue bleeding through too much and leaving any spotting. But so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to go around the edge here, just a light coat. And I'm just going to, like I said, just do the edge of it. And pull it in. And then come over and we'll do this side too. Oh, you guys, I have had so much fun this last week or two. I found a new, called Junk and Treasure place here in Omaha. I found it a week ago, guys, and I've been there 3 times already. I could be having a problem. But they just had amazing things to use for journaling. And so I was so excited, I just couldn't keep it going back. Okay, so you see there? So that little piece of fabric I've just put inside, and then I can fold it up into this little piece. Now I think I might need to, I'm going to do it on this side just to make sure, because I don't want that to pull up. So after I get through here today, I'm going to go start sorting, getting things all sorted. Hi, Jill. How are you today? I caught a little bit of your live this morning. I think it was this morning. It might have been a replay, actually, when I come to think of it. And now we go to the front. So I think I will on this one. I am going to round the corners on this card, so I'm going to better do it each separately. You know, no, I'm not, because I don't want it to cut into my pretty little fabric there. So let me get my little bone presser here, and we're going to get it pressed down. Hi, Phyllis. It's so good to see you, Phyllis. Thanks for stopping by today. Then I'm going to go to the front. And if you missed the front part, this was some paper that I got from Magically Rustic Designs that is all hand ink sprayed and then has the embossing on it. So what I'm going to do here now on this piece, I found this really pretty in one of my little scraps of my lace. Isn't that a pretty ecru color? I just love it. I do, I do, I do. And we're going to take this and I'm going to glue this, and I'm going to do this one here just right down the middle of this little card. Okay. I think it is so much fun doing these kind of crafty things. I tell you, it's just so relaxing, isn't it? Okay, and I'm going to put that right in the middle and straighten her out. Okay, press that down. That's going to be the front of my little tuck card pocket, little for my journal. And then, isn't it beautiful, Christy? It's a gorgeous paper. It really is, and it's very unique because, you know, she made it. Then I've got this little lavender paper flower. I've had this forever. I think I got this a long time ago. It probably came on one of those sticker pads from Hobby Lobby. And so I'm going to take this, and since it has some of the purple in it, I'm going to glue that, and we'll put that right in the middle. Press it down. On my lace. So that'll be my front little cover. Okay. So then on the back, I have this, and I love this stuff too. This is from, it's off of a reel of ribbon. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put this over the back on here to give it the texture. And I think I'll do this with the Fabri-Tac here. Hi, Wiley. Come on in. Thank you for popping in. If any of you are new to the Crafty Bunch or to Moments with Celeste, I invite you to please give us a follow. And don't miss out on all the goodies that take place. Crafty Bunch does an amazing job, so we want you to make sure you're following, joining the Crafty Bunch. And I have had so much fun since I became one of the Crafty Bunch presenters back. Gosh, I'm trying to remember, Cheryl, if you're on here still. It's probably been about 5 months ago, and I love it. I just love it. Such a nice group of people. Okay, then we're going to put this on here. And press her down good. So that's what the back side is going to look like. You see that? So we got the front and the back. Now let's go into the middle section. So she had these, Renee had these cute little different pieces here. And I thought it would be fun if I can find my little pumpkin. There's a little pumpkin. You can see that very well or not. But it's a die cut. And then we have this, some of these different leaves that were also done the same way. Hello, Funky Junk Inspirations. Thanks for coming in today. Hi there, Linda. Oh, I love having you all here too, Linda. You guys are just amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to go to the meet and greet, and I just can't wait to meet everybody face to face that's going to be there. Okay. All right, I'm going to put this little pumpkin on. I thought I'd just put him down here in the corner. Okay. Well, hi, Jackie. And who else we got there? Was it Andrea? Andrea buzzed on by. Nice to have you. First time watching me. Oh, I'm so glad you caught me live today on the Crafty Bunch here. And love for you to give me a follow on my Moments Miss Celeste page as well. Trying to build that up. I only need 15 more followers or 14 more followers to get to 1,500. So I'm not way up there like a lot of us are. So it sure takes a while, doesn't it? But we'll get there someday. Then I thought I'd take another one of these here little die cuts. And this is a little leaf. I'm just going to tuck it in there. Isn't that a cute little leaf? Linda, I'm glad you're on here because you can keep an eye out for me if I put my glue bottle or my bags in front of the camera. I'm going to have to start giving Linda commission. She keeps me straight on my lives. It's always nice to have somebody that sees those things that you don't see. So last night I was doing this and I had a bag and I had the bag sitting right in front of the camera. You guys couldn't see it at all. But she got it. Got my attention. Okay. So there's that. Isn't that sweet? And then on this side over here, I'm thinking I'm going to take this little piece of, it's a coffee stain, kind of a writing paper. It has a little bit of notebook paper lining on it, but is kind of, it's heavier than regular paper. Now I'm going to put this, and this is going to be kind of a tone on tone, all right? But I'm just going to put that over here on this side, so it gives a little bit of writing space. Oh, are those the same ones that Anne had? I didn't get to catch all of Anne this morning. I caught part of her, but I was going into the junk and treasure shop when I saw her come on. So, I'll have to go back and look at that. Yeah, they're just very unique. Very unique. All right, let's see. We're going to corner it here. Get it pressed down good. Okay. And you see how my little fringe kind of hangs out a little bit? I'm going to leave that like that. So this is the first little tuck card. So then I have to decide, do I want something here? And I think what I'm going to do with that is, I don't think I have one here with me, but I am going to probably do some type of a sweet little saying to put inside here on this one, okay? So, see how quickly that came together? All the different layers. There's the front. There's the inside, and there's the back. Now this would be really cute too, to take some, I'd have to dig them all out, but just to take some flat brown buttons, or even purple ones, and let's just do it and make it happen. How about that? Some of the colors that are in this pretty, pretty paper. And I'm just going to take and put some in the, let's see here. I'll just go scatter a few in some of these little squares on here, okay? So let's see. Let's start up here, do about right here. That's a perfect purple shade. It's kind of that plum. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty. Okay, now I'm going to do this with some hot glue gun. And let's go about right in here to this one. And we'll just put it in the middle of one of those. And then we've got Let's see, they can't be real big because they won't fit in the little holes. I'll just take a handful here. Okay, so here's another little kind of a copper brown. Just going to put that in. And I'm not filling every hole. I'm just going to do a few here and there. And then, let's see here. I could even do a white one. That would be cute. Let's see, what other colors do we have here? You ever notice when you go into your button stash, when you don't want to, you pull out every little tiny one you can find, but then when you need them, they've all fallen to the bottom. Oh gosh. Okay, I think I'll put this one down here, and it's kind of a creamy yellow. Just a little, just giving it a little more interest back here on the back side. Okay. That's probably all I'll do. See? Just stick those in there. And let's put this one aside then. And now we're going to move on to the next card. And the next card I'm going to do, I know I want to use this. And I know I want to use this. And I've got a green button here that I definitely want to use. So we're going to go over here and we're going to cut one of these up. And this one here, instead of making it a full card, I think I'm just going to do this one into a tuck card. So Kate can cut that in half. I am just in love with these colors on these. They are just gorgeous. Okay. And this one I think I will go ahead and round. Okay. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to go ahead back in with that lavender again, since there's quite a bit of lavender in this one. And I'm going to distress the back again. Now I could do any color. I could do the dark green or a green. I could do any of the fall colors or browns. Would look beautiful on this too. So oops, I grabbed the wrong one. No, I didn't. I got it. It kind of didn't turn out purple. I'm going to do it this way. Oh, that's such a pretty color. Look, pretty. And it's got pulling just a little bit of the. But I'm going to do this kind of a little darker. But isn't this a pretty color? Can you guys see that? And look how it pulled up the embossing from that was on this paper on the other side. Hi, Callie. How are you, my dear friend? Hello, Pat Mize. Nice to see you. I'm so glad you popped in today, ladies. We're making some little tuck cards and things today. Okay, so we've got that. Now, on the front side, I have this ribbon that is kind of a metallic-y. It's not really copper and it's not gold. Maybe it's kind of like a champagne gold. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it right here. And this is going to be my middle piece on this. And for this one, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run it in the middle. So get the glue. Maybe. Okay, there we go. All right. Whoa, I caught myself, Linda. I caught myself. Oops. I'll let that slip. Okay, and that's just going to sit on there, kind of like so. You don't even need to even it out at all, just going to put it on there. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but look at that. Doesn't that look pretty on there? Can you see the metallic-y look on that? So we're going to put that there. Then, if you follow me, you know I love my little thread puddles. So anytime I tear up fabric and have all those threads that hang off I'm not throwing them away. I keep them here in my little jar, my little thread puddle jar that I got at Dollar Tree. And hello, Peggy. And then I take off however much I need. So I think what I'm going to do on this one here, let me see here. I'm going to do, if I can find another one here. I think I can find it in my handy dandy little jar. Okay, there's a cute little piece of doily, little square. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to put that here in the middle, and then I'm going to do a thread puddle. Any of you do thread puddles? And I'm going to see, because I don't want it to be so big that it covers up the whole doily, but that will be very cute, I think. Let me thin it out just a tiny bit, my little thread puddle. Cut some of it off and stick that part back in my drawer, or my jar. Okay. And pull some of those little knots apart so it kind of lays a little nicer. Let's see here then. So if I put that there, so I'm making, okay, start with layer 1. Get some glue on here. Hi, Lori. Lori, thank you for sharing that journal picture with me. That is really cool. You did an awesome job. My gosh. I just am always amazed at all of the talent. All of the talent. Okay, so we'll put that one here in the middle. And I could go up and play with it, and I might yet do something a little more up here. I might, let me see if I want to do this. Because I really like this little doily there. And I don't want to hide it too much. But what about, let's see, I got in my thread puddle. Now I'll get into my little snippet jar. And let's just tear off a piece of this little muslin. And let's just see if we can do something with it up here. It may be too much, so I don't want it to be too much. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that there, but I am going to go back to my original plan. And we're going to put my little thread puddle, squinch it up right there in the middle. And it's just going to make a little background for my button to rest on. Okay, so pull it up, and you can just play with it. It's almost like Play-Doh. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. See that? Made out that little threads. Are we buffering? Hopefully it doesn't mess up too much. Okay, then I'm going to take this big green button and just put this one in the middle. And I have to show you guys here. I know I showed my ladies that were on last night. But look what I got at my junk store. Look at this bag of humongous antique, vintage antique buttons, you guys. Can you believe that? They're huge. Look at that one. Most of them are, they're between a quarter and a little bit bigger than a silver dollar, like that one. Isn't that fun? Yeah, the thread puddle jar and my little snippet jar, I just keep them right here handy. So then, let's see, I might put something here on top. Now, I do like, if I can get this to work, we're going to see. I'm going to find my wire cutters, and I'm going to take this brassy button, and you just call them a mess. Oh gosh, we sure have names for things, that's for sure. I would have called that a year ago. I would have called that to just throw that in the trash. It's amazing how once you start doing the junk journaling, how your whole vision of things changes. I can't go anywhere without seeing something that I think, oh my gosh, I could have used that, or I could do that. So I'm just trying to get the shank off the back here without cutting my finger. Okay. And then I'm going to take this, I'll do my hot glue here in the middle, getting it in the hole. And then this is kind of a little tarnished metal little button. And I don't want to slide around too much. Okay. So there's what we've got so far. There's our back, and then there's our front. And then I need to decide if I want to put something up here. So let's take a look at another little leaf to see what colors we have here. Oh, yeah, that's pretty on there. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to have it stick up just a little bit off the top of here. Whoop. And I'm going to tuck that little tip of it just right under, but I do want it to come up just a tad because it kind of blends in, but it's just enough of a difference that you can tell it's on there. See there? So there's another little tuck card that we did. And what time do we have? We got 15 minutes. Okay. So that's just to give you an idea of some different fun things we can do with these. I love this little mushroom. I'm not a mushroom person. Now, I love to eat mushrooms, and I would love someday to be able to go morel hunting, but I have no idea where I could go do that. So, I know they say you got to be kind of damp little areas by streams and in the forest and things, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, so let's go ahead. That's just the idea of using these cards. So as you can see, I'm going to have fun here later on getting the rest of these put together. She even included a little hang tag, a couple of them in her little packet of pretties. Then, let's put this over here. So when I was thinking of harvesting, I was at one of my little junk stores, and this has been about a month ago, and stick these little pretties over here, and I came across these. And so if you guys go antiquing a lot, or to stores like that, I didn't know that they had flyers, pamphlets that they just give out. And as I was looking through these, I thought, oh my gosh, there is so many cute things in these little old vintage antique advertising little papers. There's recipes. There's a picture of What's the Buzz Beehive. And I thought, you know what, these will be really cute to cut some of these out and put them in a little container to use to collect my harvested newspaper clippings. So I thought what we do today on this one is I'm going to start first. We'll get our little, I'm just taking a little gift bag, okay? And I'm just going to leave it folded up. And I know that I can glue that edge there and make it a little pocket, which I probably will. But for sake of time right now, I'm just going to take this. But first, I'm going to put it here in the middle. I'm just going to have a cute little harvesting creativity bag. So in order for it to be a harvesting creativity bag, though, I have to write the words on there so I'll know what it is. So I'm going to come in, and every time I see this, Christy Sloan, I will think of you and this day of doing our harvesting creativity time here on the Crafty Bunch. Well, there's my harvesting and creativity. Let's see, where was I going to put it? I think I was going to CREATIVITY. I think that's how I was going to do it. So let's try it and see. CREATIVITY. Okay. I-T-Y. Now, every time I see my little bag, I'll think of our day here. You can't see them really well, so I'm going to go back in and darken them up a little bit. But it says, Harvesting Creativity. That will be my reminder of this day. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to glue this piece of little cardstock paper on. It's a little square. And kind of put that up there in the center. Then, got that on. Now, another thing I harvested. Are you ready for this? I harvested a waffle weave belt off of a beautiful waffle weave robe I found at the garage sale. I thought, well, this isn't going to go to waste, folks. I'm telling you, I got to figure something out with this. So I kind of cut it out, and I love it because it's thick, it's squishy, it's got texture. Could be a little pillow for a Barbie doll. And then I'm going to take and put my glue down here. And I'm going to lay this piece here right across the bottom border of my paper bag, gift bag. Okay. And then I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. So let's see here. And this one probably won't go all the way to the top, so I don't want to get my glue too cray-cray up here. Okay, and find my pretty side. I like this one the best. Come up here and leave a little bit, and I'll snip that off. So do you guys think that this is totally a crazy idea? Hi, Lindy. How are you, my sweet Lindy? I enjoyed watching your boys the other night on their cooking. That was so nice of them. Give you a break. We all need those breaks, don't we? We all need those breaks. I'm getting ready to take a couple of days of breaks here too, starting tomorrow. I'm just going to get some things done around here. Okay, so there's the little bag. And I wish you could see that better, but I don't have my darker. Well, maybe here we go. Let's see, where are we at? Okay. Let me darken this up just so you can see the letters better. So I'm harvesting a bathrobe. I'm going to harvest a antique shop newspaper. I harvested my threadle petals. All of those things have gotten harvested into creativity. Okay? Now, there's obviously more I can do on here. I've got this cute little butterfly, which I may put on here at some point. I've got these cute little sunflowers that were little buttons, and I might stick those in here in the waffle weave. But let's just see how we want this to play out. Let's see. Because I also like to have something in the middle, which you know what that's going to be, don't you? One of my humongous jingle jumbo big huge. Oh, I like that one on there. Talk about creativity. This is like a wood button, but look at it, it's a square. That's pretty cool. And oh gosh, if Michelle was on here from Vintage Daisy, she'd be so happy that it's dressed. That it's got some threads in there. And I'm just going to take that and we're just going to plant that in the middle, like that's the middle of this flower. Okay, so there's what we got there. Okay, now let's go to the fun part again, another fun part. And we're going to harvest some pieces here that I will be able to use for some creative things. And I can't remember. Okay, so like in here, there's a pretty let's see, a pretty butterfly. I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to cut this out. We're going to harvest this butterfly right out of this. Okay, there I got a butterfly. And we're just going to go through and see what other fun things I want to pull out of this one. This one had some really cute, I got to show you this one. This one has, you see that? Like a vintage in the oven fixing your turkey. I'm going to harvest that too. And then let's see. Oh boy, this will make a great one for a cookbook journal, you guys. So it's got the old mixer. And then I've got some of the, you guys remember the classic Pyrex dishes from the 1940s? You remember those Pyrex bowls? I bet some of you still have those, don't you? And then look at this. Look at that, the stove. So what I will do with these is I will take them, and some of them will be hang tags, some of them will be actual decoupaged onto pages. Here's a man and woman looking in the refrigerator. But these are all just kind of things that you can do. Here's, oh my gosh, wait till you see this one. This is an Art Deco inspired toaster from the 1920s. Look at that. So, and then I've got to get this one. This is a lot easier than cutting paper dolls. I will tell you, it's a lot easier than cutting paper dolls. Look at that. The whole kitchen. Wouldn't that be cute? And then it says, kitchen appliances reveal food prep storage trends throughout the years, the heart of the home. So I'm going to keep that as well. So I've harvested these pieces. And these are all going to be turned into somethings. They definitely are. And then there was a couple more. Where are we at? We got about 2 more minutes. There was a couple more. I don't know if it was this one. There's a lot more than a couple, but let's see. They got cute little jokes in here. They have Clara the cow. Oh, here's this one. I thought this would be a funny one. But you can just pick these up. You know, at my antique store, they just have them sitting on the counter, and there's usually 2 different types. This one says, I thought you might like an antique pacemaker. Can you see what it is? It's got the key thing stuck in it. Silly, right? Oh, this will be a cute one too. But I just wanted to show you this way of harvesting because it's a very inexpensive thing to do, right? But you can decoupage these on and make all kinds of fun things. Here's one, the Golden Bill Rye Flour. And then I'm going to do something with that. I thought that was so cute. So, let's see. Hi, Ann and Kathleen. And, yeah, isn't that fun, Jenny? It's a little fun one. So here's one that had a whole bunch of lemons, summer things. This had the best recipes. I'm going to cut some of these out. But I'm just going to go through these and when I get off here, and we're going to cut some more off. There's a camera. Oh my gosh, hang on a second. Gotta have this. Don't I have to have this? What is the end of summer without an ice cream cone? So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Kind of got us out of our little box a little bit, right? But there's just all kinds of little great snippets that will be great to use to put in little phrases and things in my journals. And I don't know why I never thought of doing this before. But when I saw these, that was what I came up with a couple of weeks ago. So look at this. Will be a cute one. Look at that. See? So grab yourself some advertisement little papers. The vintage ones are awesome fun. And do your own little thing, right? So, I think that, love that you are showing this. Thank you, Christy. So I'm going to, I think I need to pop off now because I think there's only a couple of minutes. Well, maybe I can do one more. Let's do one more. I want to get every second I can for you guys on this one, okay? So here, let's see, we've got, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this one. This one would be really cute. Now, I do this type of thing with magazines, too, and I make tags, hang tags out of those. In fact, my friend Ann, who is on here, gave me a whole boatload of magazines a while back, and I use them. So, like, see this one here? Look at the cute little graphics on there. But that, you know, that's something that I can go in and I can just cut out some of the words to make little phrases. And then here's the big picture of it that I can play around with. So anyway, just a few ideas of some things you can do that aren't really hard to do, but are inexpensive to do, and have some fun. So I'm going to let you go, ladies. Thank you so much. Again, don't forget to join the Crafty Bunch, and don't forget to join, did I call you guys, I did that, the Crafty Bunch page and the Moments with Celeste page, because we'd love to have you following us. Bye-bye.